Reformation. Written by iwaixiumi-main. On Tumblr. Fuck, he hated how observant he was sometimes. Here was the infamous Katsuki Bakugou, tied up at the League of Villains' will. You were standing in the corner of the crummy room, looking all uncomfortable and fidgety. The blonde could tell that this was not what you wanted, but it didn't matter because you were still there doing nothing, rather than helping him out. When the heroes arrived, they ended up taking you with them since you willingly gave yourself up, not wanting to hurt innocent people anymore. You were actually a vigilante, but media classed you as a villain. Coming up to Class 1A was everything you expected. Everyone looked at you funny, like a bad person. Because that was what you were, right? And no one else knew what that felt like except Katsuki himself. One day when Aizawa partnered you and Katsuki together to spar, boiling rage filled Katsuki's body when he heard you argue with the teacher, because you didn't want to fight him. The time bomb of a teen automatically envisioned this as you looking down on him. However, this was not the case. You felt guilty because you didn't do anything on that day that the villains took him hostage. And Aizawa knew this. The crimson-eyed teen didn't have time to argue, as immediately you were partnered up with Mina and Jiro. 2 versus 1. But soon everything went to hell when Aizawa blew the whistle, seeing both Jiro and Mina on the floor. Jiro knelt down with her hands to her bleeding ears, and Mina looking up at you in fear and distraught, like you were a monster. Your eyes had darkened in bloodthirst, forgetting all humanity as you warmed up your quirk for another attack, despite the whistle making the end of the battle. Aizawa ran to protect the girls, but got beaten by a certain blonde. Your wrist was captured in a tight grip. Katsuki started dragging you away from the disgusted glares of the rest of the class.
What the hell was that?
I'm sorry. I didn't know what happened to me.
Traveler, look at me, god fucking damn it.
Looking up at him weakly, he clenched his teeth when he saw your lip quivering and your eyes tearing up.
I'm really sorry, Bakugou. I thought I wasn't like that anymore. Guess I'm still a bad person.
Don't you dare finish that sentence. You're not a bad person, dumbass. Just someone who made some mistakes.
Katsuki cornered you against a wall, hands in his pockets as he stared down at you with an unknown distant look in his eyes.
I'll help you control your shitty quirk. We don't want you trying to kill someone again.
The blonde said with a certain arrogance in his tone, juxtaposing with the subtle blush on his cheeks.
You'd really do that for me?
And with that one stern look, you knew what his silence meant. You expected the looks, the stares, the glares. It was all expected. When it was announced that you will be joining Class 1A to become a hero, and that you were a reformed ex-villain, the students just scoffed and turned the other way. Shouto didn't hate you per se, but he definitely was not fond of you. But everyone stayed away from you and you stayed away from them. The first time Shouto and you started speaking was under unusual circumstances. Aizawa had made you verse Shouto in training. But you got too carried away. You forgot what it was like to let loose, to enjoy going at it full power. Your mistake was that you enjoyed it too much. Todoroki's heterochromatic eyes widened when he felt his back slam viciously into the ground. You had slammed him so hard that the surrounding area had cracked. With a ghost of a smirk on your lips, You raised your hands to give another blow, even though Aizawa had stopped the match. Yet you stopped in your tracks when you felt Todoroki's body unmoving. Looking up cautiously, you saw everyone staring at you harshly, getting ready to battle you. Hell, even Bakugou's hands were warming up. Widening your eyes in fear, you looked back at the unconscious bi-colored-haired teen below you in fear of yourself. Standing up slowly, you made a run for it, wiping at the tears as you cried, continuously chanting,
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
A few days later, Shouto awakened from his hospital bed, feeling a warm hand gripping him tightly. Turning his head to this feeling, he was met with a messy-haired, disheveled you. Drool dripping down from your chin and all. You were almost immediately, furiously rubbing at your chin, muttering,
Todoroki, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what came over me. It felt like I was possessed. I've changed. I promise you I have.
Traveler.
You looked up at him with teary eyes. Breathe. Both of you stayed quiet for a moment till the both of you chuckled at your previous ramblings.
You wouldn't think there used to be a villain.
Shouto thought to himself.
Just so you know, this injury just fuels me to become stronger and beat you one day.
Shouto subtly teased you.
I'll be waiting for that day. I'll be waiting for you.
You were alone at UA 98% of the time because of your past. You'd get the odd,
Ugly villain!
called at you in the hallway sometimes, but other than that, no one really bothered you. Who would want to hang out with someone who used to be a villain, like you? Right? Even if you were reformed. Izuku Midoriya, after having his ear bitten off by his friends telling him not to speak with you, went up to you anyway, intrigued by your quirk, wanting to know how you became this strong. When the freckled boy first approached you, he was shitting his pants. You were so damn intimidating with your aura and power. But that was soon proven to be a front, as he started asking you questions. You answered all of them with no hesitation, with a kind response. You offered to demonstrate your quirk to him, and as time went on, both you and Midoriya would train together, eat together, and surprisingly, be together. However, old habits die hard, but he knew you were trying. 9 out of 10 times you would be kind to your other classmates as they realized that you were kinda cool and act like a normal student, but those rare 1 out of 10 moments were something. Sitting down at lunch with some of the people from 1A, you were all hearing Mina whine about her new boy drama.
I don't know what to do. He tells me he has feelings for me, but then ghosts me for a month. What is wrong with him?
Maybe you should ask his friends if he is okay.
Ida replied casually.
No, Mina. Here's what you do. You find that bastard's weak links. Find out where he lives, his family members and their location. Find out his weakness, exploit both, and then you cut off his resources one by one.
Everyone stared at you in shock and bewilderment as you nonchalantly said your plan whilst calmly drinking your soup.
Traveler, no.
The teenage boy knew you were trying your best to become a better person. But damn, he still had a lot to teach you.